Charges accepted. Goodbye.
So the first ring is the harbour of torment for the homicides of those who strike out wrongfully. Spoiler, robber, and plunderer in various countries. One may lay violent hands on his own or what belongs to himself, and all of these repent his name within the second. He who deprives himself of your world sins thus, gambles or dissipates whatever thing he has at work, or weeps when he should rejoice. Violence against the deity, too, exists, to deny and blaspheme him in the heart of those living, as does despising nature and her gifts. Therefore, the smallest ring imprints its mark on Sodom and Gomorrah, and him who speaks contemptuously of God with all his heart.
some comfort in knowing we're sitting in the same plastic lounge, same monogram doors, that our bodies inside will house our plastic minds.
Shakes like a stone, and I just blush. How could anyone be this low? Climb
party days are over. Not funny, dude. I'm horny as hell. Why don't you get off with your best friend? Who's that? Your right hand. You use your right hand? Really? This is my left. Come on, be dexterous. I go both ways. I'm running out of inspiration. What are you wanking out to these days? I don't need a jack off. I have a boyfriend, remember? Yeah, right. Okay. That don't. That's part of the case. Well, I switch off between him and Tom Cruise. But sometimes the three were with me in the middle. Like an orgasmic fabric. I don't believe you.
To the movies the other day. You and me watched some art house flick. It was a little over 2 hours. I didn't get it. But as the streetlights hung above us like a million suns and perfect lines of roses, some iridescent grid, you could shut up about it. I think I got it then. To the movies the other day with some kitty Genovese stock, so I took my seat and I just watched. Soon enough it was over. Soon enough I got out of my seat. Soon enough I was driving home quiet, just thinking about the corpse that sat next to me. But did it even matter? They just wanted a story. Now we've got went to the movies the other day. I saw you walking out of the place and I ran up to you crying. Man, I was so strung out you couldn't even believe it. And between the sobs, I asked you what you were gonna do when you turned 60 and you didn't care about this hard shit anymore. And you just said, I don't know, man, probably work at a gas station or something. I guess I can live with that. Wrapped in father's fur I stand and grovel with a knife in hand. I hack away at parts of me that cannot be a part of me, for idle hands have shown me this stagnant life cannot persist, for if it does, the cutting knife shall move its path from hand to wrist. The pillows come
And when you meet your shallow grave, I will be the first you haunt. You'll whisper of that old flayed face, or cry out at